Yeah, welcome back, guys. So, welcome back to the Go Graphic Design Training. I believe we're doing great today. So, right now, I'm going to show you how you can create a food menu poster design on your Android smartphone using your Pixel app as usual. So, in this tutorial, you're going to learn a lot of things. So, kindly stay tuned and relax. Then watch to the end as I'm going to add it more value to you as a designer or business owner or client or wherever. So you're going to learn the tips on how you can come up with a food menu poster design. So without wasting much of our time, let's get started. So what we need to do, the first step is to set your background size to 120 by 120, and this is what we call square size. And if you don't remember the number, you can just come here, tell square. So 1024 by 1024 will give you the same size actually. So after that has been done, then the next thing you need to do is to set up your backgrounds. And how can you do that? So how can we do that? Just go to the background and you have your color being set. You can tamper with the color depending on your choice. So take it for instance, I want to adjust this color to look like a burger of a thing, and I can still adjust it if I'm not really pleased. Okay, so set up your background to be like this. Then after that, the next thing you are going to do, you get these resources at the description of this video. So we have what we call a glass. You have a glass like this. So I'm going to make the glass spread across the background. Then go to your opacity. Then you reduce the opacity to make it look awesome like this. So after you are able to set that, then the next thing we need to do is to just lock everything, as you can see. Then what we need to do next is I'm going to bring out some of the thing here, like the blur radius. So where I will go to my canvas, so reaching my canvas side, so I'm thinking of bringing in some stuff. So what are those stuff? So this, you are going to bring it in, so increase and you reduce it. So when you reduce that, you can use the opacity just to make it to be a kind of a white, black dot around this area. So I have this, so I will copy. When I copy, I will position the two around this place. So I can reduce this a little bit, go back to my shadow so that it will not be too obvious. So I will do the same thing here, not to make it obvious, but it will have some dot particle. So I will copy, position this around here. After that, I will copy, position this around here, copy, position this around here, just to make it cool. Do the last one at the center. Make sure you lock everything. And the next thing we need to do after you are able to achieve that, so what we need to do next is we are going to add the light. So we are going to add the light. So tap here, click on the sticker, then you have this particular light. So you are going to place it halfway of this particular stuff, and it will look exactly like this. Now have it lock as well. So when you do that, then the next thing we need to do is to add the fire effect. So to add the fire effect, so what I'm going to do is to go back to the gallery, go to your canvas, and you add this fire effect just as perfect as this. You can reduce the size, position it around here just a little bit. You can bend it so that it will not be too much obvious. Do the same thing around here by bending it. Okay, perfect. So when you are able to do that to the two sides, then the next thing we need to do is to bring in the table. So we already placed the glass. So what I'm going to add next is to let me add the hexagon, or let's look at it whether we have something like a hexagon shape. I think this should be perfect. When we add this, it should be perfect. Or if we don't have the hexagon shape, we can quickly run to our canvas. So delete whatever you position here, delete them. So go to your canvas, then we have what we call an hexagon shape. So add an hexagon shape. Okay, then when you search for that, put E, then you search for hexagon shape. So you should be able to see the hexagon. Go to the picture, don't look at the hexagon. If you can't see the there's a mistake here. Hexagon, this is the correct spelling. So I'm expecting to see that under graphics. So I'm looking at the hexagon. Let's see, hexagon shape. Let's go to the picture. Hexagon. Let's go to the hole. So I guess this is the size. Okay, this is the size. We need to just increase this, so which means the pixel lab is also having an hexagon shape. But the way I'm looking at this, I think this is Z. It means the pixel lab is having the hexagon shape itself, because the way I'm looking at it, this is the hexagon, just as this. Then I'm going to make it work and look awesome. So I can reduce the size here. So when I reduce the size, but what I'm thinking is this particular place doesn't look like one. So let me search further to see whether I can see one. So I'm looking at it that this is the hexagon. So what I need to do next is to just save it with transparent background. Then I'm going to deal with the rest here. Okay, let's wait to have it saved, then the rest will be easy. So we are saving now, and at times it can be slow like that. When you check your Canva, you will see there say save. You can see why it is still loading. So now that we have that, you can see I've already got this. So I'm going to position this around there by reducing a little bit. So have a position around there. So when you position that, the next thing we need to do after we had our hexagon, we need to reduce the transparent. So let's reduce the transparent just as this, but we're going to just change the color to black. Okay, when you change the color, reduce the transparent more, but let it fit in around this place. So when you're able to do that, position everything to the center. Don't forget to make sure that you are locking your work to make it okay. So I'm trying to be justified with everything. Just increase the size, position like this. Don't let it be too much. You can position just as perfect as this. Okay, perfect. So after you are able to do that, we need to use, just let's lock everything first so that we can be able to use our sticker. So go into the sticker area, then select this particular light. When you are able to do that, the next thing you need to do, don't click OK, tap the empty area here. So when you're able to do that, the next thing we need to do is to make sure that this is positioned here. Send it to the back, have the color being changed to wherever you actually wanted. So for instance, I want the color to change to this, so I don't want to spread it anymore. Just position it here, copy, then make sure that you position it here. So what we need to do to make it shown, so I'm going to bring one to the up. So I will do the same thing to the second one to be outside the glass, and everything will seem to be cool the way I want it. So after I bring it outside the glass, copy the third one, position it here, so send it to the back, then you are going to bring it to the front. So and it seems everything is okay. So make sure that you lock the tray as well. Now heading back to your gallery and bring out the table platform. So I'm bringing the table platform, and as here now, as you can see, the light I just introduced is a little bit showing, but to make it shown better, you can just copy the two, tap on the two and click on mark as I did. Just select it by moving it up here so that the light will be too transparent. Okay, perfect. And you have the table to be locked. So after you're able to do that, the rest are so simple. What we need to do next, I'm thinking about this glass of a thing. So I'm thinking of having it just rotated. So not, which means it's okay like this, or I'm going to look for another one like this one. If this can work, I think this will be much better. So let me hide the first one and look at how this one look. So I can even increase this one to make it obvious. Then I'll position it here. So there's no difference, huge difference between the two anyway, but it seems I prefer this, or I will make sure that let me search for another one. So like the one I used before, so I will prefer to use this. So when I use this, one thing I will just do is that after position this one here, just tap with the saturation to be 33. Then we are going to go back to the crop. So I'm going to crop out some parts here so that the rest will be very useful for me. Then when you see it, everything seems to be cool. And if I don't want it, so that because of the background, I can make use of this as I said. And if I don't want to use that, I can delete it as well and make sure I use this as I previously said. And if I don't want any of this, I can quickly go back to my Canva, search another what do they call it, search for wooden platform. So when you search for wooden platform, you can go back to see all the photos. So this is the area where you can see wherever you want. But look at this one. This one is actually perfect. If I see another one which I can use, I won't mind whether it has a transparent background or not. And I'm still thinking that this one is even okay. I will just crop out. It's somehow cool, and whatever I place on it will be very obvious. Okay, those are the things that we normally consider. Okay, so remember what I told you. At times this thing will be slowing. It will seem like maybe it's not saving. So heading back to your gallery, don't even wait for it. Then you must have seen it in your folder. So now I'm cropping this, so which you can see, and cropping this, it's cool, right? But I didn't crop it very well, so I need to crop it so that there won't be any white stuff. So now everything seems to be cool. I'll position this there and it seems to be nice. So now that I have all these things being shown here, so one thing I need to do right now to make it look more obvious, so I need to place my I need to add my products. Okay, so I will go in there, add my products to make it look okay. So I'm adding my products, position it here, but I will reduce this a little bit or make it look like this. So if this doesn't want to work, I can still change here. So if I'm not pleased with it, I have varieties, I have a lot of it here. So like for this one, I can even make use of this one, nothing wrong with it. Okay, perfect, and it automatically fits in. So that is the things about the kind of stuff you want to use. At time you might want to use it and it won't be okay. So and at time you might want to download and the thing will seem not responding. Okay, so when you have something like that, just make sure that you re-download. Then when it goes up halfway, so you can quickly check your gallery, you'll be able to see it there. So one thing about this is that this one is having some stuff, so position it like this, and I have a position here, could be the better options. Okay, and if it doesn't work, I have a lot of stuff which you can try, because I'm not that kind pleased with the stuff. So let me check. So have this one delete. So when you delete that one, how does it work? So you can bring in all this stuff, bring in just like that, bring out this one like that, let it be on top. So when you bring it in, how does it look? Does it look nice? Because those are the things that we always consider. So you do that, you can go into transparent, then have the saturation, have this one being reduced, most especially the brightness. So have it reduced to work along with the stuff. Okay, perfect. Now bring this one down a bit, so as it seems I'm okay. So let it show some stuff. So if you have this, how does it look? Does it look okay? If it doesn't, I'm not still pleased with it anyhow. So I'm thinking I'm going back to this. So this should be the perfect option now. So going back to this, I will crop out this one a bit. So cropping it out a bit, I'll position it here. So let it be like this to form the table. So after you're able to form that, and we can make it even obvious properly. So after that, we can position this by bringing it to the front. And when we position that, it will be very easy, because I'm going to reduce this a little bit. So going back to the shadow, apply the shadow a little bit, let it drop down just as this. Make sure you blur your radius. Okay, it's perfect. So reduce this, going back to your plus sign to reduce, so that it will be too obvious. So another thing you can do, you can go in back to the Canva area. So when you read back to Canva, you are going to select the drop down shadow. Okay, go back to the Canva, select the drop down shadow just as this, and you are going to position it around here. So send it to the back, it will be perfect. So now that you have everything being plumb, the next thing you need to do, everything is seem to be okay, position it to the center. You have this stuff being good. So after you start do the write up or whatever, what we need to do next is to make sure that there's nothing like a black spot, black of a thing around the background. So you need to recrop, make sure you have none. So if it still remain, you must do it until when none is showing. So if possible, you can even tap from the stop, and this is perfect. So after you are able to do that, let's do something with this background of a thing. So I want to make it more darker and more cooler as before, more than before. The glass that is disrupting the whole thing need to be reduced a little bit. Go into opacity, reduce the glass to make sure that everything is actually showing, and when you look at it, it's showing anyhow. Fine. So what we need to do is to put a decorative element. Going back to your WhatsApp, take it for instance, I think I have a decorative element on my pixel lab. So let me heading back to my pixel lab. I have some decorative elements here. So like for instance, these are the decorative elements we are talking about. So I have to put some in where I'm typing. So take it for instance, I will go into the typing area, have what we call a delicious. So we have a delicious. So we're going back to the shape, to the font type. Just go to the Alicia Alora regular. So when you get to the Alora regular, you increase the size a little bit, so bold the stuff, so it will be better. So when you bold it, go to the padding. So when you hit the padding, the right, make sure that all the text is showing. So when you're able to do that, the next thing you need to do is to centralize it. After that, you have what we call the food menu. So I will go back to the text area. I have a food menu being written in small letter. Then heading back to the font. What kind of a font I'm going to use? I have none in my mind, but let me check through. If I use this, is it going to be okay? I don't want that. That is that make my words. It's not okay. What about stay dream? It's not okay as well. But I have a font in my mind, but I don't actually know the names. So let's continue looking. Food menu. I don't want that. Let's continue. Brush. Food menu. I think this is cool. But let me look at other fonts which I have in my mind, but I forgot the name. But if I can see it, I'll be able to recognize it. So I can use the Siguzi. I can use the Montana. I can use all this one is still cool as well, but I don't want this one to change. You see, it's not okay. Full menu is not even okay. The way I want it. So which means the brush is okay. What about this? It's not okay. Montana is not okay. But what about the one I'm looking for? Let's continue scrolling. I don't have much font in this phone, so I could be able to locate it quickly. And if I'm unable to, I think I've already have the one to use. Yes, this is the one I'm looking for, loop star. And when you look at it, it's actually worth it. When the text is unable to show all the body, you can go to the padding, move to the left and the right for you to be able to see the body. And now when you see it, it's actually cool the way we want. So the next thing we need to do after that is to have the decoration which I talk about. And how can you do that? So what we need to do is to just with the burger. So I'm going to do that to the burger alone. Okay, or for better still, so that it won't be too much, just go into the crop out it one after the other. Position this one here, then we are going to copy, just crop the left one, and you are going to position that one here to make it look awesome. After you are able to do that, what we need to do next, we are going to change the color to something like yellow. So I'm going to use my color picker, go into the burger, the body of the burger, tap the color yellow there, the green yellow. Okay, just tap the one at the top, or we tap the one here, just tap the real yellow. So when you come here, tap the real yellow. Okay, so when you see the real yellow, you should be able to recognize. Reduce the size for this, do the same one at this level. So make sure that you change the color to yellow, as you can see, and you make sure that you lock everything. Let's quickly heading back to our pixel lab. I still need others that can use to make sure that everything seems to be cool. So like the percentage here, so I'm going to position something around here. Okay, so which means I'm going to cancel one and use the other one for better option. So which means this one, I'm going to cancel this or move this. Okay, so when you move this, so it has to be around this area. Okay, so this D, let it be here. I'm going to copy, rotate it. So when you rotate, position another one here. Okay, well, cool. So the next thing you still need to do, you need to copy. So when you copy, do the third rotation, and you are going to position that one here. But what we need to consider now, do we actually do what we did? Do we actually position it the way it's supposed to be? So we have delicious. So what we need to do is to just move them down. Let's move it down a little bit. So when you do that, it's cool. So don't forget to, okay, so I'm going to check on this. Okay, perfect. So which means I'm going to reposition this one here. So when you're able to do that, you can lock wherever, everything you want to lock. Then we are going to move this. So which one is this one? I should be able to see. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to position that one here. So we have this one position here, and we are going to lock it instantly. So go back to the text area where you are going to have save. So you have a save. Quickly rush to your font type Matizera, the one that is in landscape anyway. So I want to choose the one in landscape. So when I choose that, you can reduce the size, have it positioned inside this box. Perfect. So the color we are going to use, we match the exact design. So I'm not going to change any font. So what I'm going to do next is to tap the 50%. That is the kind of a discount. So next I'm going to do is to change the color. So changing the color, I will maintain the color yellow. So everything will actually plumb the way I want it to be. Okay, good. So position it underneath, but make sure that you follow the hierarchy. Make the 50% to be bigger than the save. Reduce the size of the shape to secure the staff. Okay, perfect. So after that has been done, we're already justified with all the necessary stuff, and the background is cool. So what we need to do again, I'm thinking of having a sticker. Having a sticker will be just as this. Then when it's be as this, what I'm going to do is to send it to the back. I'm going to do it this way. Tap the empty area so that it will make the bottom to be radiating. So when I position that one here, send it under burger, and let it be at the back of this one, so that everything will actually plumb. Now good. So what we need to do next, after that has been done, we need to put in some write-up. So what are the write-up we need to do? So if you don't even know the write-up to do, let me quickly teach you something. You can quickly come to your Chrome browser. When you get to your Chrome browser, have what we call a chat.ai, chat.openai.com. So when you have that is ChatGPT. So what we need to do is that, what caption can I use for burger flyer advert? You can see, right? So you can quickly come up with one here instead of being to ransacking your brain. And as you can see, you see the menu I'm getting: indulge in burger bliss, experience burger perfection, delicious burger that eat the spot. You can see all those one, your ultimate burger destination. These are the captions I'm thinking of using. Okay, or we say quotes. Let's say quotes for burger arts flyer. So let's quickly look at this. If this one is just a caption, let's look at this. So I want some words that it will be long. So, and I've seen one: savor this juiciest burger in town and take a bite of happiness. Indulge in a burger experience that will leave you craving for more. So I love this. I will just come here. I will start from here. Okay, save your juiciest, indulge. So just start from here and stop here. Copy. So when you copy, you can come to the text area. So get into the text area, you just paste what you copy. Then you are going to add a quote if you want, depends, because I'm quoting this. Quickly come to the font area, go into Montezera, the one that is not in italics. Then you select the little bold one. You are going to reduce the size a little bit. After that, we are going to centralize the whole stuff. So I'm going to align. So I will align to the bottom, to the center. So after I'm able to do that, I need to change the color to this as well, to yellow, to make everything to be cool. So changing the color will make the work to be easier. The next thing I'm going to do to put a perversion, I'm not heading back to anywhere. I'm heading back to my catalog, where I have some amazing decorative stuff which I can use. So take it for instance, this will be the perfect option for this food menu. So I'm going to position this one here increasing the size a little bit. After the size has been increased, I will go back to the color, change the color to yellow. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to cut out this, not to make it more bigger. So when I do that, I will copy. So after copy, don't let it be too long, and don't let your hand disturb the rest. So what you need to do is to position that to the left as well, and you can see how amazing it is. So make sure that this one is close a little bit, but not too close. So what we need to do after that has been done, I have some particle gotten from, I have one from Canva as well. Let me try that if it actually works. So this is it. I will position that on top of this, which has perceived that it will actually work. And how can I do this to make it more work? So once I increase this, I'm going to use my mask. So turn on your mask to form a straight line, so that I don't need all this white stuff. I mean this particle, I don't need it behind this. So cut it out. Then you are going to use the movement arrow, move it down, so that we can still so after this we can position this here. Very good. So you can see that we cut out all those areas. So what you need to do, don't let it be too obvious like that. You can reduce the size, and this is what they call a dot particle. I got that from Canva as well. You can actually got it from other platform. And after that, I need to put a finishing touch to this to make it look more awesome. So what I need to do, turn on my draw tools. Okay, I need to just delete this. So since this has not been locked, I will make sure before my draw tools can be activated. So now nothing was showing. You can see my draw tools. So what I need to do is to just use my hand to just form some stuff. So reduce this one to 7, form something. Okay, so we need to change this one to color yellow. So when you do that, form something like this, but it's too much big. So form something till you form a circle. So this one is actually okay, right? So what I need to do next is has to form another one here, which another one is cool, but not my text. Okay, perfect. So now after that, I will do something here. Perfect. Now that I'm able to do that, what I need to do next is to just reduce the transparent background. Okay, and that's all. We are able to form whatever we want to form. To put a finishing touch, just go in there, tap, or we quickly access our gallery anyway. So let's quickly access our gallery to bring in the kind of logo we want to use. So the logo I want to use for this will just be as perfect. So as simple as this. So just use this delivery logo and you have it positioned here. Okay, perfect. And you change the color to white. So and I believe this will help you to source any kind of materials, source for logo, and source for other stuff, and the tricks behind all this kind of stuff. So everything is seems to be cool. Thanks for watching. Once again, God bless you. I have the work being saved directly like this.